The Podcast Delusional.
Hello, guys, welcome to another episode of the Podcast Delusional. I'm your host, Gaurav, and alongside me is my best friend for more than a decade and your co host, Ruksha.
My question to you is, highly energetic Goba, do you have any other friends that you call me a best friend? Like, am I best among the rest of the lot, or am I just the only one?
The first segment is called LinkedIn Motivation Post that we have found on the internet to give you that random boost.
I would like to say something about this segment. This
Okay.
segment is basically about me sitting over some random LinkedIn posts and wasting an hour and finding nothing in return. So I think we should just cut the segment out. We
Yeah.
can do it today, but
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we'll do it. So, the first post is
overpowering.
it's a picture. If you have seen The Office, US, The Office US, and over there it's a picture of Dwight from The Office in background, and over there it's written, "All you need is motivation." False. You need fear and an approaching deadline. That's it.
Why is Dwight there?
Dwight is there. I don't know. Somebody found
Why was
him to be
why
very motivated.
is-
He was self-motivated in the show.
Okay, does Dwight say this in the show?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so, or you don't remember?
I don't remember actually.
So did you just give this picture to act cool and show that you know Dwight?
No, honestly, I downloaded it. It was already there.
This is the first thing that comes up when you Google motivational posts. By the way, I have
Yes.
done this. I've worked on it for 1 hour. And he has just taken the first picture and he has just randomly, just taken the first picture and it's here.
Yeah.
You're raising the bar for yourself.
Okay.
Don't ever let it get too low. I mean, this person didn't even try. The person didn't try at all. Like, he needs motivation. He or she needs motivation to write motivational posts.
So
Yeah,
you
I
have
get
set
it.
your bar
I
very
don't
low.
want any explanation on this.
You have set your bar very low, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so coming to the next motivation for you, it is if you think you are too small and you want to make a difference, then try sleeping in a room with a mosquito.
This is said by Dalai Lama.
It is apparently said by
And
Dalai
kids
Lama.
know this. So this is the second picture which comes up
On
when
your
you
screen.
Google motivational quotes. He didn't even go on LinkedIn,
So
okay?
basically, LinkedIn is a corporate Tinder.
Yeah, that's an odd joke.
Yeah, something.
Do you have anything original
It's original.
other
That's
than
what
your
I said.
best friend for more than a decade?
Okay, can you please?
Yes, next segment
ask any
music.
question?
Yes. No, next segment music. So the first topic for today could have been called "Love in the Time of Screenshots." Our camera woman is dancing.
And trying to act funny. Hi,
So-
Shornali.
So, "Love in the Time of Screenshots" could have been the name of this segment,
Mhm.
but I'd like to call it "Dating Apps and Why It Sucks for My Best Friend." I say this because he has been dying to talk about this since ages. So,
Yeah.
Kobe, why such rigid opinions on dating apps, and what is it that you wanted to communicate throughout all these years to the people out there?
It is basically it's very very tough being a guy to be on a dating app because you don't get enough right swipes, or for that matter, no right swipes at all sometimes in a day. But for women, it's much easier, I think, and I'll tell you why. Because
I'll tell you what, life is difficult for women.
life is difficult for men as well. Let's not get into that conversation. So
You
let's stick to
need.
this. Let's stick to this. So it is about
You didn't
there,
get-
there are a lot of aspects. Guys out there, please listen to this. I think you can relate to that. When a guy opens a profile on a dating app, first he has to see that the picture has to be very good. Okay, a very good picture. Then his bio, it has to be very limited but very captivating. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Then there are a lot of things like if you have a pet or something like a dog or a cat, then it helps you. All these things.
Where are you?
I think it works. I think it works. Then like if you match with someone,
Yeah.
then you have to have a very good sense of humor, like a stand-up comedian level of sense of humor. Have to be very funny, very witty. A normal high doesn't cut the icing. And for women, it's very easy. You just have to be a woman. That's it. You don't. You can be deaf, blind, anything, but you have to be a woman.
You can be deaf or blind
Then-
in any case, man.
It doesn't matter. Looks also doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
You
It
think
just have
deaf
to be
and
a
blind
woman.
people are not attractive?
They are, but I'm just saying, had it been a guy, then it would have been extremely difficult, more difficult, on top of being a guy. And the thing with women is, they say that they want good people, good guys, green flags, but end up right swiping the red flags and the douches.
Oh my god,
And
this
then they start
flag
saying-
notion is
And then they start saying that all the guys are like, they are heartbreakers and they don't understand us, because obviously the guy who understood you
I
depends
am
on
a
that guy.
female friend, right? I have never said that this guy is a heartbreaker. Which women are these? Where are you?
I have seen a lot of women in my life, Ruksha, so they have said
Oh.
things like that. Yeah,
I have not seen the women in his life.
and you know the funny part of it?
Yes.
The girl can be 4'11", but wants a 6 feet guy who is tall, handsome, good looking. The girl can be anything, but the audacity to have such standards, such standards.
Mhm.
So my question is to the women: what are you bringing to the table that you have so many expectations?
Is that your question to the women or to me? Because I don't know how to.
No, that's for the women. My question to you is, if you did not know me personally, if we had not met during Masters, if you had not met me, would you have right swiped me on Tinder if I had a profile on Tinder, which I absolutely have?
I have to tell this story that
Yeah.
the two of us opened our first, dating profile together.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in college in
Masters.
masters. We had just finished masters, and we opened this profile, and this guy was crying for a week. Okay, he was not getting any matches. So I
Yeah.
did technically right swipe you just to make you feel better.
But that is because you knew me.
Yeah, but
So my
if I
question
knew you, I would not have right swiped you at all. If I was another woman.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I didn't know you, probably yes, I would have right swiped you. Because for me, it is not about that. It is more about. Firstly, I don't believe that you can. Online dating is just not my thing. So I think I'm the wrong person to ask this.
Okay.
I don't think that you can know about a person from their bio or pictures at all, because my pictures are very misleading. I am below average, but my pictures ka mashallah kya lagti hai, but it doesn't work that way. So it's a scam basically for me. So
Is
it's
it
not
a
a
scam
scam.
for you, or is it a scam for the other person
No,
who is right
I-
swiping you based on your profile?
So
what you've
I
put up?
know it's a scam, right?
Yeah.
I am doing the scam, so I
Yeah.
know that it might happen with me also. So I am exposed
So
to the
you're mentally prepared.
I'm exposed to the practical reality. I
Okay.
just meet people organically.
Mhm.
Understand?
Understood.
So I have a question. Okay, when I read that almost 80% of the women, guy has mentioned this on Quora.
Okay.
So almost 80% of the women feel that men on Tinder are below average. So the audacity. His question: the audacity of women. That how do why are you raising the bar so high for yourselves?
Yeah.
And there was also a section where they have said that it apparently hurts someone's self-esteem, and it crushes their soul when they don't get right swipes, and it's ultimately a tool for giving up to subscription. So do you think that you are so dependent on a right swipe? I have a two-part question.
Okay.
First
That's a
is,
long question.
is your self-esteem so fragile
Mhm.
that you didn't get a right swipe and that affects you?
See, I have been in various dating apps, and it has been a long time, so it has stopped affecting me now. But earlier, I used to feel bad when I used to not get right swipe. I used to think, what is the problem? Is the problem with me, my bio, my picture? What is it? I used to have these questions, but over the time, I have realized that these things don't matter. And actually, rather than finding love or romantic relationships in dating apps, you need to go out there in life, in real life, and meet people. You have a greater chance of meeting people, connecting with them. So, no, it doesn't for me right now. But whatever the guy has said, to some extent, it is true that it crushes you.
That it
Probably.
crushes you, but do you feel that 80% of the women out there on dating apps, they are actually out there to get something
Yeah.
more than they deserve.
Yeah, they are out there to get laid. That's it. But they write in the bio, no hookups until and unless you are good looking, tall, have a lot of money. That's it. Simply breaking it down.
I feel like most dating apps out there, like most other things around us, are money minting places.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a consumer out there. This just does not apply for dating apps.
Okay.
It applies for, we were talking about this, we were talking about nightclubs as well.
Yes.
Where it's free for women on
Yeah.
some nights, and it's not, you have to give a cover charge when you're a man.
So much for gender equality, guys.
So much for gender equality, guys. But if you think about it practically, the consumers are buying it. You are
Yeah.
actually paying the cover charge
Yeah.
to go and see the single women over there who are drinking for free, who are dancing for free. And the similar thing applies to dating apps.
Yeah.
You are complaining about it, and yet you are there. You are against a particular, thinking, a thought school, but you are doing the same thing. Now, my question is, if you find this hypocritical, that why are 80% of the women going towards something which they don't deserve? I don't know what deserve is in the first place. That's a very subjective thing.
Deserve.
You said it, you agreed to it. So my question is that why are you going for something? I mean, if you think that the women out there are superficial, then what would you say about the fact that you are searching for a partner or a connection or a hookup on the basis of some pictures and a bio? I mean, isn't that superficial?
It is superficial because, but there is a certain thinking behind it that, in spite of all that superficial thing that is out there, probably someone or something might be there who is genuine. Because some genuineness may come out of
so
it.
you have to understand, it's much more difficult for girls to women to go for men are not safe. Come on, men are not safe.
Okay.
I mean, women are also
I
not
agree-
safe. According
I
to
agree
people
with
are
that.
not safe in general,
I
and then
agree
again
with
people
it.
are
To
safe.
some extent, not fully, but
Are people
then,
safe? Is anything safe?
but then again, that brings me to my second question to you. That is, most women say that they want good guys, like the term they use is green flags. They want to see a future, a family with them. But then they end up right swiping the douches, the red flags and all, who break their heart. So why do they do that? Why? Is it something very interesting for them?
So
Good
I,
guys are
yeah,
not
I
interesting.
understand what your question is.
Yeah.
Just don't refer to them as green flags or red flags. I think it's
The women say
yeah,
that.
I am, but you don't say it because I just feel that it's harsh
Okay.
for people to categorize other people as red or green.
Green,
It's stupid also.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's very normal human psychology to go for something which is more difficult.
Okay.
So anything which makes you question, you tend to run after it. So
Okay.
if somebody is treating you like shit,
Yeah. So you get attracted towards that
yeah,
person.
it's not a norm. It's not something which happens with everyone. I would,
Most of them, I would say. Most of them.
probably you're not interesting enough. I mean, you just concentrate on the gray shades of people who are not like you.
Okay.
But there are other shades in you as well. I mean, if you're questioning women's choices in
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
I think firstly you should
Choice my
question
question in women.
no.
Then?
Then you should question the sort of personality you're putting out there. Because
True.
everyone has shades of every color, right?
Yeah.
And if you were your real self, then women would see your grey shade also, technically. But you're just playing all safe and.
No, but that is because of it's dating.
See,
apps,
I know you personally. I know you do
Yeah.
this. That you act like a complete green flag, and then
But I'm not a green flag, guys. I'm a red flag.
you're not.
Okay. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, I understood what you're trying to say. So my response to that would be, since it's a dating app, and you have to, think a lot before putting something out there, because and that is the problem that I personally feel. Even when I have matched with someone and I'm conversing with them, then I have to think what to say so that the other person doesn't get offended. and or just unmatch me or something like that. So it's a kind of a mental power play kind of a game that is happening.
So, I think if you're on a dating app,
Yeah.
it has got a lot to do with luck,
Yeah.
whether you're going to find someone or not.
Mhm.
So why take it so seriously? I mean, like WhatsApp groups. Why take dating apps seriously?
I have stopped
mean,
taking it seriously.
I mean,
now.
it's probably, if it was the love of your life,
Hmm.
then the person would like you the way you are. So once
Cool.
you overthink about it, you tend to overdo, and
Yeah.
you tend to get unmatched.
True.
So be your real self, guys.
It's easier for women, and it's a little bit difficult for
Again, life is much easier for.
men. Really?
Do you
think so?
bleed?
Anyways, I don't have a comeback to that. So the next segment is called turns out there's a term for everything. So this segment is about the Gen Z that we are talking about. They have different languages or lingos, as they prefer to say, when it comes to dating and romantic relationships. So do you have any idea about it?
I know that there are terms for it. I don't know what terms are there. I am not Gen Z, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I'm a millennial. I just turned 30 and I am sitting here doing a podcast, which I should have done when I was 15 probably. But I'm here right now. So I don't know who is more stupid, the Gen Z making the terms or me.
The first term is that the Gen Zs like to call is situationship. So do you know what situationship means?
I know. I think I know. A situationship is something like a relationship, but both the partners don't discuss that they are in a relationship, and it's very casual. Something of that sort. Right?
It is first. I would like to say it's nothing like a relationship.
Oh.
It is something that when both the partners are vibing and chilling and sometimes hooking up, maybe, but they are
But
not
that's
serious
dating,
about
right?
it. It's more than friends, but less than a relationship.
But it's dating. You just define dating.
I have not defined anything. The Gen Z has.
No, whatever you said, like for us, it was dating, right? Dating is this. Like, it's not a.
Dating. Yeah, you can say that. Vibing, then probable hookup, but it's more than friends, but less than a relationship. Something
That's
in between.
dating.
Yeah. If you want to relate it like that, then it's
Yeah,
okay.
because there's already a term for it. It's dating.
But they call it situationship.
Oh, they don't address that they are dating. I think that's
Yes.
a situationship. I think
They
someone
don't
told
want
this
to.
to me.
They laugh. Do you know anything about a hard launch and a soft launch?
It sounds
Guys.
so perverted.
No, it sounds like a rocket launching mission of ISRO.
No, it just sounds very sexual.
Okay, so what is your take on that? What is a hard launch? A soft launch? What comes to your mind?
There are so many graphic images. What is hard launches?
Is it like a hard on or something?
Please don't. My
Okay.
mother is watching this.
Okay. So I'm going to just explain it to you. Now, a soft launch is something when you don't want to address it out openly that you are in a relationship. So for that, probably you put up pictures like two glasses, a random hand.
That's a hard launch.
That's a soft launch.
Okay.
Because you don't want to, put it out for everyone to know. You don't want to put it out. You just give subtle hints. And a hard launch is when you go all out about it, and like we are in a relationship, and then you take the full picture of the of your partner and everything, and you make it
Oh
public.
my god. The more I see, the less I know,
Yeah.
the more I try
Yeah.
to let it go.
Wow.
You do know
Claps,
the
claps,
reference,
claps.
right?
Yeah, I know.
What is it?
I don't want to answer.
He doesn't know.
Anyway, so moving on, I have another word.
Huh?
Do you know something called cuffing season? Cuffing, cuffing, not cuffing. It's cuffing season, cuff.
Is it like a bondage season or something?
No, we are not going into sexual things. We are not talking about BDSM or anything like that. But cuffing season it is very periodical. From the period.
I don't want to know.
It is from the period of October to February, the winter months, when people feel that it is very cold out there. They want to be all cozy, so they cuff and they find a temporary relationship
What is
or a
the
temporary
cuff?
partner. cuff in the sense like, spooning or something like that. They want a pillow, basically. So that partner is a pillow. And they want the relationship for that period only, when it is cold and when it is the holiday season. So it is very seasonal.
Jonali is finding this amazing, amazing.
So that is called cuffing. The next term is benching. Do you know what benching is?
Benching is when I think I know this. Benching is
Yeah.
when you have kept people, on a hold
Yeah.
because you might give them a chance, right?
Something like that. So for the IT guys out there, it's not when you get benched out of a project and you're sitting on a bench. No, it is.
Once again, I have claps for you. Okay, I will not play it because it's very slow.
Okay. So basically, it is like you give attention to a person just enough so that that person is like a backup option, and you don't really commit to that person, and you're seeing other people probably. So that is called benching. So whatever we used to call as like we have a backup, something like that. So they call it benching. Now coming to the other, you know what breadcrumbing is, Rupsha? You think we are too old for this? Do you know what breadcrumbing is, Shonali? Shonali is showing
What's
that eating a bread like that.
What's breadcrumbing, Ruby?
Breadcrumbing is like sending flirty text to someone and then just ghosting that person and not following through. That is like giving out breadcrumbs to pigeons, probably. Just small hints, small flirty
Do
text.
this all the time, man.
That is breadcrumbing. You do that?
No, I don't.
Orbiting. Do you know what orbiting means?
The fact that you do ting ding 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 around me.
Ding, 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 ding. No. Not at all. It has nothing related to geography and planets. Orbiting is like someone who has, some partner of yours, or someone who has ghosted you in the past. Ghosting, for those who don't know, is like abruptly ending connections without any explanation. So someone who has ghosted you in the past, but they still sneakily like your posts, look at your stories on social media. That is called orbiting.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
I think we are too old for this shit.
No, I have questions for you.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think that because this is lingo, right? This
Yeah,
does
Gen Z.
not have scientific data behind.
No, they just
They don't
made
have-
this random shit up.
Yeah, so it probably helps them.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing also that they know that this is called this and this is called that. But
It's
don't
so
you?
difficult to keep everything in mind. Yeah, sorry.
Let me get to my question.
Yeah.
Don't you think that this is limiting relationships' potential to grow or a connection's potential to grow? I mean, if you are categorizing people on the basis of like small behavioral patterns,
Yeah,
like how will you get to know the real side of
definitely.
anyone?
Definitely. I completely agree with you because I also think that when they are all busy categorizing people based on their reactions or what they are doing, they are not actually putting themselves out there or letting the other person also to put themselves out there to form a real connection because they're busy to analyze what the other person's behavior is.
I just remember that when I was younger,
Yeah.
I was a certain way,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that there's a term for it.
Okay.
But it's so lucky for the younger generation,
Mhm.
the Gen Z generation, that
Yeah.
they know and they have people to confide in. So I think that's a pro.
What
That-
was the term?
It was polyamory. I didn't know.
Polyamory. So why
I
are you
didn't know
laughing?
that. In that, there's a negative side of things and there's
Yeah.
a positive side of things.
Mhm.
And I think that's the very positive side. But I also think that
Yeah.
the more labels we come up with, the more categorization we come up with, I think it just, limits the growth.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
To some extent. it
Second
does.
question for you. Do you know what zombie is?
What is? What?
Zombied.
Zombie.
Yes.
The first thing that comes to my mind is like those movies are there, zombie horror, like guns and all. That is, no, I don't know.
It's a Gen Z lingo which you were questioning me on. I studied on this. So
Okay.
zombie is basically when a person goes to you abruptly and then returns. I am a
You're a zombie.
Yeah.
You zombied people.
Yes.
No.
I love it.
Okay, so it's basically what we used to do back in our day is we don't feel like talking to someone, we don't talk with them for some time, and then again we just reappear
When
in
did
their
you
life.
do that with anyone? You're the nicest person I know.
I did with some.
Someone.
I
Did
don't
you
want
buy
to take names.
jewelry for this someone within 10 days of dating that person? This green flag with us, self-proclaimed green flag.
No, I don't proclaim.
He started seeing someone, and within
Okay.
10 days, he's like, Ruksha, will you accompany me to this place I'm going? It's her birthday. I want to buy something for her. And he takes me to a jewelry shop, and there's gold all around, and he's
Silver.
unemployed. Okay, so
Hey, I got a job back.
I am staring at the things like, what is happening? It's just been 10 days. Is he really doing this? But I don't know what sort of a friend to be. Like the one who motivates, like, go for it. Love happens once and you can do it. Or the person who says, I think you should take time. So, did you zombie? I don't know
Zombied
how
that
to
person.
put that term
Zombied
into
that person.
Yeah, did you?
The relationship did not last for long. Then
It lasted for long.
it
It was
not
on and
not
on.
long per se, a few years maybe, and then there was this on off thing that was happening, and we were like getting into each other's life some way or the other. So I think that is zombieing. That is what you mean
Yeah,
by
so
zombieing.
do you miss her?
I would prefer not to answer that question and make you laugh at my expense. So
Do you cry? Sometimes.
can we move? I have moved on finally from that, and it's really a nice feeling.
If you're watching this, you little girl. He cried. I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
It's segment break music.
At least,
At least. Okay, finish it. At least.
you were trying to explain polyamory. So can you please explain polyamory?
That requires another episode. Yeah, so what?
In short, it's like for, liking more than one person at the same time.
It's broader than that. I think love is infinite. I would
Yeah.
do not
Yeah.
try to distract the audience from the fact that you go to the washroom around 6 a.m. and I can hear you.
That's just a complete lie, guys. But also on the fairer side, I didn't have more than one person to choose from at the same time. Anyway, moving on to the
It
next
was
segment.
not.
Moving on to the next
Are you
segment.
actually demeaning a
No, I am not demeaning
audience
polyamory.
out there, Baba's viewers? You know
I
what
was
sort of a
I
person
was
he
just
is
trying to
now.
be funny. I was just trying to be
So, audio next segment, please. Let's start the next segment.
Okay. So this segment, with this, we have come to the end of the podcast, and it is called a random recommendation for you.
You can start.
So the random recommendation that I have, if you
It's
can
called
look
here's a random recommendation. You have to be cool about it. Here's a random
you are a
recommendation.
cooler person. It's a broom stick, where it's like written Pookie Broom, because you have been ghosted, probably you've had a shitty relationship.
It
You
does
can't
not
clean
even
that
have a ribbon on it. Why is it called a Pookie Broom?
because of the ribbon.
It just has a ribbon on the packaging.
Yeah, which I made. So anyway, my idea is, let me complete first. My idea is, since you couldn't remove the clutter in your relationship or your sorry dating life, please go ahead and clean your room because it is cluttered. Pookie Broom. Anything you have to say?
I have no idea why you put the ribbon on the broom in the
Because
first
I
place.
thought it was spooky. And also, I didn't want to get a copyright strike because of the brand. That is also another reason.
Who watches you that you'll get copyright strike?
Doesn't matter, but I think a lot of people watches
Because so-
me. That is positive.
Let me start on my recommendation,
please.
man. Were you looking for a friend to remind you to pee during watching a movie? Fear no more, because I have come up with the perfect solution for you. There's a legit app called RunPee on the Android Play Store, which
Okay.
reminds you to pee during a movie, and it also reminds you to pee during the less significant scenes, so that you don't miss out on anything important. I am
Movie is in between a movie. What do you do when you go to theater?
I think you should be more caring towards your bladders. That is what this app did for you. It just
Okay.
reminds you that you have to pee during the scenes which are less important.
Pee on the
So-
scenes?
Do check out this app.
Okay. Guys, do check out this app. And
I think I am very generous in giving these recommendations. Okay? Last day I gave something, today I gave something. I'm just
no, but the room was a nice one. Anyway, so please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Signing off. Bye bye.
The podcast Delusional.